Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Tori. Today I'm going to be bringing you my July 2023 TBR MBR. Now things have been a little crazy the last couple of months, and May I took kind of a little bit of a step back. June I came back with a vengeance with reading, which felt amazing. It felt so good to love reading again and to kind of pull myself out of that reading slump a little bit. And I'm going into July very excited. I have a couple of books that I have had on the docket for a little while, and I'm very excited to get into them here this next month. And a few books that have been kind of put on the back burner a little bit this year are finally getting their chance to come into the spotlight, and I'm so ready. I'm so excited about this. The first thing that I wanted to mention is Long Price Quartet. I read a Shadow in Summer and A Betrayal in Winter, the first two books of this quartet, in June, and loved them. I was blown away by how incredibly masterful these two books are. And moving right along, here in July I will be reading An Autumn War, which is book 3 of the Long Price Quartet. I am committing to book 3 for sure this month, and if I can't stand it and I want to keep going and I have the time, I will also be finishing this quartet with The Price of Spring, which is the final book. Hey guys, so editing Tori here. I forgot to mention my incredible buddy read partners and friends for Long Price Quartet, and that is Madison Goodyear and Ponderings of Pete. Both of them I will link down below in the description box so you can check out their channels. We have been having an absolute blast chatting back and forth about this while we all read it. It's a reread for Pete and first time through for both Madison and I, and it's been so much fun. I literally cannot wait to finish this quartet. I am so amazed at how much I'm loving this. I really didn't know what to expect going into it, and I have just... This is one of those books that makes me challenge myself as a writer. And that is such a fun experience when you come across those rare books. Like, I learn something from every book that I read, but every once in a while, these books make me stop, full on stop, and just go, wow. Every once in a while, you hit one of those books that just really kind of elevates you as a reader, for me as a writer also, and this is definitely one of those series. So loving it so far. I absolutely cannot wait to continue. Let's see. After that, on July 3rd, I will be starting a buddy read, finally, of Gardens of the Moon by Steven Erikson, book 1 of the Malazan Book of the Fallen. There's been a read-along going around for this, and I didn't want to start at the same time as the read-along because I really wanted to have my own experience with this, rereading it after 10 years. It's kind of like going back to meet somebody that you were friends with, but you haven't seen them in 10 years, and there's the excitement and the nervousness and is the relationship going to be the same? Like, all of that is encompassed in what I'm feeling as I get ready to start reading this series again. This was a series that completely changed the trajectory of my journey as a writer back when I was in college, and I'm really excited to dive back in. And I will be buddy reading this once again with my friends Nuclear Katie, who does not have a YouTube channel, and also Ty the Reader Guy, who does have a channel, and it will be linked below, and my very best friend Sarah from Sparrow Springs Art, also linked below. You should go check out their channels and subscribe. It's going to be fun. This is their first time reading through the book as a whole. It will be my first time rereading it, and I'm really looking forward to the discussion. So I'm going to do my best to keep you guys posted, to bring that buddy read onto my channel as much as I can so that you guys can get in on the discussion as well. But it's finally happening. After that, I didn't have any other buddy reads or commitments specifically that I needed to do. I had sent my dad, actually, a note a while back about a book that I had seen talked about by my friend Murphy Napier Also linked below if there's some weird random chance you don't know who she is. And she had recently read a book called The Wager by David Grann. Now, I had purchased this book before seeing Murphy's review on it because reading the synopsis just sounded absolutely incredible. And Murphy did a fantastic review on it that I will try and remember to link up above. And it just got me even more excited to read this. This is a historical account based on true events of a shipwreck that happened that quickly turns into something much more deadly and dangerous. And I don't want to spoil it too much. Definitely go check out Murphy's review if you want to know more. But this is one that just sounds like it's incredible. I've heard the writing is amazing, and I have a sneaking suspicion that I will not be able to put this one down. So my dad read the first couple of chapters and really liked it and said, yep, let's buddy read it. The last buddy read we had was Augustus by John Williams, which we had a great discussion about. And finding things that my dad and I kind of overlap with in our taste in reading is quite difficult. So whenever I come across a book that I think could even be remotely possible for the two of us to buddy read, I send it his way so that he can check it out. But we will be reading the very beginning of this book here in July. We won't be finishing it in July. We're going to kind of start it more towards the end because I do have a lot of other books to get through first. But I'm very excited to get to this one and buddy read it with my dad. We'll see what we both think of it, but I've heard it very high praise so far, and the synopsis just had me hooked immediately. Now back over to the self-pub and indie kind of side of things. I will be reading some more self-published fantasy blog off competitors. I will probably be reading, so kind of doing some taste testing of those, and I'm not entirely sure what all I'm planning on reading in July yet. For Spiffbo, I'm keeping it very mood read with the Spiffbo books. I'm just kind of picking up whichever book connects with me in the moment and take it from there. But a book that I have had sitting on the back burner for altogether too long, which is not in Spiffbo, but it is the sequel to a book in the Spiffbo competition, and that is The Bone Shroud by my good friend Andrew D. Meredith. He also has a YouTube channel, which I will link down below. He's got some great content on there where he does hand-drawn maps and all sorts of really cool things, so you should definitely go subscribe. I'm very excited about this. Deathless Beast, which is the prequel to this, book one. I think that world building is Andrew's greatest gift as a writer, and he has some incredible characters that I really connected with, especially towards the end of book one. And I have heard from my friends that have already read Bone Shroud that this is just a level up, and I am so excited to read the sequel and see where the characters go from the end of Deathless Beast. Definitely check out my dedicated review for the first book up there if you want to know more about it, but it is excellent and I'm very excited to finally get to the sequel. Speaking of the Merediths, for those of you that don't know, Andrew Meredith's wife, Patricia Meredith, is also a very talented author, and I have read her series, the Spokane Clock Tower Mysteries, I read those last year, really enjoyed them. They're very well written. She is incredible at writing a cozy murder mystery. Her characters are fantastic. So naturally, when she came out with a new book recently, A Deed of Dreadful Note, this is the story of kind of a fictionalized version of a woman named Anna Catherine Green, who was a real-life author who actually started writing kind of detective murder mysteries before Sir Arthur Conan Doyle even started writing Sherlock Holmes. And Anna Catherine Green has kind of become a forgotten historical figure, and Patricia decided she wasn't having that, and she's writing a series of books that kind of fictionalize and draw attention to the history and life of this incredible author woman. She used her own name on all of her books instead of trying to, hide that she was a female author, which was pretty amazing for that time period. And I've been hearing great things about this, so I am very excited to read something else from Trisha. and hopefully get to that here in July as well. Past that, my friend Nuclear Katie and I both discovered that we had the same Spiffbo physical copy book that we'd recently purchased, and it's a pretty short one, and so we both decided, well, we might as well buddy read it. And that is A Low Country by Morgan Shank. As you can see, it's a pretty short book. From what I can tell, this is the story of a woman who is our main character who is going to save/rescue her lover. And it's gonna be very gritty and very action-packed from what I can tell from the synopsis, and I'm very excited that we've got, this is a land of bandits, mages, and monsters, army of watchmen, a drug cartel. Like, it's gonna be crazy. I think it's gonna be a really fun ride. I'm guessing it's gonna be a very fast-paced short book, which is perfect for in the stack that I have right here. And I really do love this cover. I think it's a really cool angle that you don't see a lot in fantasy covers, which I love. Make sure you guys can actually see it. I think it's really pretty. So, very excited to get to this one and whatever else I get to with Spiffbo. I'm not entirely sure yet what else I'm going to be reading. I have 45 Spiffbo titles that I own. 15 of those are physical copies and 30 of them are ebook copies. So I have plenty to choose from, and it's very difficult to narrow down which one I'm going to read next because there's so many that I want to get to. So I'm just going to continue to chug through and pick them up as I can get to them, and I definitely want to go back and read a couple of the ones that I did in my taste test video with Andrew Wizard, again linked up in the cards. Even though this is a very ambitious stack, I feel like it's actually going to be pretty manageable here this month because I'm only reading for sure one of the Long Price Quartet. I'm not reading the entire Wager book this month. So honestly, I feel like that's, you know, does this feel like a manageable stack to you guys? I feel like it's a manageable stack. But yeah, I would love to know in the month of July what books you are putting on your TBR, MBR, what you're excited to read, what's been on your back burner. I know we're kind of halfway through the year right now, which is, let me know down in the comments. As always, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to support the channel and hang out on my corner of the internet. I have information down in the description box below if you want to become a patron of the channel and of my writing journey and get access to the exclusive Discord and a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Yeah, that's all I got for you today. I hope you are all having 5-star reads. I hope that your June month of reads was fantastic, that you're having a great week, and I will see you in the next video.